We didn't actually talk after the stage yesterday, but I spoke with my colleague Andy Hood, and he said you described it as active recovery day.
Yeah, it was. The first hour was blazing fast, just incredibly hard, small, windy roads and stuff, so that was pretty hard. One guy got away finally after a good hour of racing, and then everyone stopped to take a nature break, and then a few guys decided that they were still going to keep racing, and they just rolled off, and then 10 guys were gone. So after that, it was just tempo all the way to the finish. Little bit of your normal excitement at the very finish there for points, jersey, and then the GC guys don't want to get caught in some kind of split or crash. So a little excitement at the finish, but not much. But a whole lot at the beginning, and then just a lot of tempo riding in the middle. But a hot day, so for that aspect, it was still a bit of work, but it was active recovery. If you can count 130 miles as active recovery.
Today and tomorrow are kind of interesting. They're those interim stages before the time trial and the Pyrenees. I think the big question everybody is asking for the stage, and maybe this is a question everybody asks for every stage, is breakaway or sprint. What's it like in the bunch when the gap is growing? I mean, is there a lot of discussion going on between the GC teams? Can you tell me what that's like?
In a mountain stage? Or?
No, like in yesterday's stage, obviously when the gap's going up and up and up, I mean, is there some decision making happening?
Yeah, yesterday is, I mean, they could have let the gap go to a half hour. It was obvious the break was going to go to the finish, but Rabobank wanted to pull everyone's balls off for some reason. It hurt so bad that last climb. So if they want to waste energy and be idiots, I guess, they can do that. Pissed me off. Probably pissed some other people off.
Maybe it seemed a little unnecessarily hard, huh?
Yeah, it's not necessary, but whatever. Some of these guys only know one speed, and that's must go hard. I don't know why.
You have a chance to talk to Jens a bit about his experience in the breakaway.
Yeah, we're making fun of him that he sold the stage, and he owes us money.
I'm feeling pretty good. Had an okay time through the Alps. Recovered from my injuries, feeling better. Today is the day that I'm going to give it a shot. Hopefully it's a field sprint. It's going to be, I think, a 50-50 chance that we actually come into a field sprint. A lot of guys really want to make the breakaways again. There's only a few occasions for them to make it, so I think today they're going to try. So it's up to teams like Quick Step and Crédit Agricole to keep it together and hopefully give me a chance to go for a win. Yesterday
it would have been nice if I'd been in the breakaway. I mean, it's always nice to be in a small group, but on a day like today, when there's a huge possibility you can come to a bunch sprint and you can rack up some points or try and get a stage victor, something like that, and a breakaway of 5 or 6 guys gets away. It's obviously frustrating, but then you also can't exactly, because the team that I've got here, I can't expect to go and put 6, 7, 8 riders on the front and go and waste everything they got, knowing that they've got stages ahead where they've got to be good. So I've got to try and rely on some of the other teams as well who are, I guess, hoping to bring it down to a bunch sprint as well. And if that works, then we put a couple teams together and make sure it comes down to a bunch sprint.
Well, if you could just talk to us a little bit about the decisions from the car to create the echelon and split the group.
Yeah, but the main decision, or the initial decision, came from the riders today. Today was a very difficult day with a lot of crosswind, and nobody knows where the crosswind was stronger and a little bit less. But we heard from our soigneurs that the crosswind in the feed zone or after the feed zone was very strong. And so I told to the riders, attention, stay in front, and then Vino did the decision to try something.
Coming into the final, I was more worried about gaining points on Zabel than knowing I was going to win the stage. It was difficult. It's always difficult to come into a bunch finish like that and think you're going to win. You can never be certain. So as far as what was different, I think nothing. I mean, I gave everything like I'd been giving in the other days. I think it just worked out today. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck. There was definitely a feeling in the bunch that something was going to happen. Just before the feeding zone, there was a lot of wind, and we had communication from the team vehicles that we had to stay in front because there was the possibility that someone might try something. And everybody was a little bit nervous because of the amount of wind. And then, 2-3 kilometers after the feeding zone, we saw the Astana guys all together on the left-hand side of the road, and there was talk about in the bunch that somebody was going to try something, and in the end it was the Astana guys, and I don't think it was a super surprise, but it obviously surprised some people because there were some people who left at the back of the race.